Hello, and welcome back to my channel. What does it take to heal a royal rift? Can a single meeting, just 54 minutes long, be enough to thaw years of bitterness, accusations, and silence? Today, we dive deep into the latest twist in one of the most dramatic family feuds of our time, Prince Harry's uneasy journey back into the royal fold. But before we begin, if you love unraveling the secrets, scandals, and untold stories behind the British monarchy, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because what we're about to uncover is going to keep you glued to your screen. The story begins quietly on September 15th, Prince Harry's 41st birthday. But what should have been a day of warm wishes and family cheer was instead marked by a silence that spoke louder than words. The Duke of Sussex was thousands of miles from his Montecito home in London for a rare visit. Just days earlier, he had done something many thought might never happen again. He sat down face-to-face with his father, King Charles, for the first time in 19 long months. 54 minutes. That's all it took for the headlines to explode across the globe. Royal watchers called it a breakthrough moment, a possible first step toward mending the deep cracks that have split the House of Windsor since Harry and Meghan's dramatic exit. But while Charles extended an olive branch, however brief, another figure within the palace walls remained silent, her silence as sharp as a blade. Catherine, Princess of Wales. Imagine it. The royal family's official social media pages, normally buzzing with carefully curated birthday messages, stayed quiet. No warm wishes, no smiling throwback photos, no gentle words from Kate and William's joint account. Nothing. For many, this was an oversight. This was a message. Royal commentator Duncan Larkham put it bluntly, Kate's silence spoke 1,000 words. The ball's not in their court, Harry. It's in yours. But what does that really mean? Is Harry still seen as the prodigal son who must make the first move? And more importantly, is Kate's silence simply a quiet refusal to forgive, or a signal that the wounds are far deeper than the public has been told? Because if there is one thing history has taught us, it's that in the world of royalty, silence is rarely accidental. Let's rewind for a moment. 3 years ago, the world watched as Harry and Meghan sat across from Oprah Winfrey in that now legendary interview. Millions tuned in as Meghan revealed that it was Kate, not she, who had made the other cry during a dispute over bridesmaid dresses, flipping a long-held media narrative on its head. The revelation was explosive. Harry doubled down on the claim in his 2023 memoir Spare, publicly confirming that Meghan had been the victim in that particular royal row. To many, this was not just a revelation. It was a direct strike at Kate's reputation, something deeply personal. Royal observers say William has never truly forgiven his younger brother for the public exposure, and Kate, known for her composure, may have been hit hardest of all in the private, measured world of the monarchy. Being called a liar is no small accusation. So when Kate and William chose not to mark Harry's birthday publicly this year, unlike last year, when they shared warm wishes for his 40th, many saw it as proof that the gulf between the brothers, and especially between Kate and Harry, remains wide. And it wasn't just the silence online. Reports confirmed that during Harry's entire 4-day visit to the UK, there were no meetings, no chance encounters, not even a photo op to hint that the feud was softening. In fact, according to sources close to the palace, William was conveniently out of the country. Coincidence? Or something else entirely? Larkham suggests this was deliberate. They are not ready for any reconciliation, he explains. If anything, they went out of their way to avoid him. This puts Harry in a painfully lonely position. For a man who has publicly stated that he wants his children, Archie and Lilibet, to know their British heritage, the cold shoulder from his brother and sister-in-law must feel like a locked door that he cannot open. Yes, his meeting with King Charles might have opened one window. But what good is a window if the rest of the house stays closed? Back in California, the mood was very different. Meghan marked Harry's birthday with a sweet post, sharing a photograph of him in his military dress uniform and writing, "Oh, hi, birthday boy," adding a playful fire emoji. Just days earlier, she had posted a celebratory image of 2 wine glasses, captioned, "When your beau is back in town," a sign of her excitement for Harry's return home. The contrast is striking, warmth and affection in Montecito, frost and formality in London. So here's the question. What happens next? Harry is reportedly keen to keep coming back to the UK, even suggesting that he wants to bring Archie and Lilibet along to forge closer ties with the royal family. This week has definitely brought that closer, he said after his meeting with his father. But what happens when those visits mean stepping back into a world where his brother won't speak to him, and his sister-in-law refuses even to send a public birthday message? And here's where the story deepens. Because as much as Harry might want to come in from the cold, royal experts argue that he hasn't made any major public gestures to prove he is ready to reconcile. No formal statements. No open apologies. Just a quiet wish for better days. Meanwhile, Meghan seems even further removed from the drama. Royal watchers note that she has made no overtures toward the royal family, instead focusing on her own ventures, her lifestyle brand, public appearances, and personal projects. Some say she's thriving, living the life she always dreamed of in California, far from palace restrictions. So where does this leave Harry? 3 years have passed since the Queen's death. 3 years since William and Kate last saw Harry and Meghan. The silence is deafening. The anger still palpable. And yet, one private meeting with King Charles suggests that maybe, just maybe, the door isn't completely closed. But will Harry step through it? And if he does, will Kate and William be there waiting on the other side, or will they continue to turn their backs? The truth is, reconciliation inside the royal family isn't just about family dinners or birthday wishes. It's about duty, reputation, and survival, both personal and institutional. The monarchy has weathered centuries of scandal, from abdications to divorces. But the rift between Harry and his family has become one of the most public, most dissected crises of the modern royal era. And while the king may be extending his hand ever so slightly, William and Kate seem to be holding theirs firmly behind their backs. At its heart, this drama isn't just about two brothers who are falling out. It's about the heir and the spare, a dynamic as old as monarchy itself. William, the future king, has a responsibility not just to his family but to the entire institution. His silence may not be purely personal. Some royal experts suggest that William sees Harry as a threat to the stability of the monarchy itself. Not because of who Harry is, but because of what he represents. Harry has broken the golden rule of royalty. Never explain, never complain. Through interviews, a Netflix docuseries, and his tell-all memoir, he has shared intimate details about palace life, from behind-the-scenes arguments to private conversations with his brother and father. For William and Kate, this may not be something a simple apology can undo. Imagine the emotions simmering beneath the surface. On one side, Harry, the younger brother, hurt, frustrated, yet still yearning to belong. On the other, William, feeling betrayed, protective of his wife, perhaps even fearful of what Harry might reveal next. And Kate, a woman who has spent over a decade carefully crafting her image as the future queen, accused on global television of reducing Meghan to tears, and called out again in a best-selling book. Is it any wonder that she has chosen silence as her weapon? Silence can be colder than anger, and in this case, it seems designed to freeze Harry out entirely. But time might not be on their side. King Charles, despite his meeting with Harry, is a man with limited time and limited energy. His reign is already facing challenges, from questions about the monarchy's relevance to debates over the Commonwealth's future. Some palace insiders believe Charles wants peace between his sons before it's too late, for the sake of the crown's image, if nothing else. Yet William has far less incentive to rush reconciliation. As Larkham points out, it's not William who's been cut off, it's Harry. William still has his role, his family, and the public largely on his side. Harry is the one who must make the journey back, not the other way around. But here's the twist. Harry seems willing to make that journey. Those close to him say he's eager to bring Archie and Lilibet to the UK more often, eager for them to know their royal relatives and to feel connected to the place where he grew up. This is not a man who wants to burn bridges entirely. If anything, he may be looking for a path back in, not as a working royal, but as a son and a brother. The challenge? That path may be guarded by the very people who have shut the door the tightest, William and Kate. And then there's Meghan. For some, she remains the most divisive figure in this entire saga. Critics argue that she has shown little interest in reconciliation, focusing instead on building her own identity away from the royal brand. Whether fair or not, this perception fuels a narrative that she is perfectly happy living in what some commentators call her Meghan bubble. Would Meghan be willing to return to London to face the same press and public scrutiny she says nearly broke her? Would she be willing to sit down with Kate, with William, with the family she accused of letting her suffer in silence? If she isn't, that puts Harry in an even more complicated position, torn between his California life and his British roots. Every passing year makes the possibility of a reunion more difficult. 3 years have already gone by since the Queen's funeral. 3 years since William, Kate, Harry, and Meghan were seen together. Public opinion shifts. Memories harden. Children grow older. And with every birthday left unacknowledged, every visit that passes without a meeting, the emotional distance widens. Some royal watchers warn that if reconciliation doesn't happen soon, it may never happen at all. But what if it does? Picture the scene: Harry, Meghan, William, and Kate all together again, perhaps on the balcony of Buckingham Palace during a major royal event. The world's cameras flashing, the crowd cheering. A symbolic moment of unity that could reset the narrative and restore faith in the monarchy's ability to rise above personal conflict. It's not impossible. After all, royal history is filled with moments of public forgiveness. From Queen Elizabeth welcoming Camilla after years of scandal, to Charles himself softening toward Diana's memory. But reconciliation comes at a price. Will Harry be willing to publicly express regret for the hurt caused? Will William and Kate be willing to move past the most personal of wounds? And perhaps most importantly, will Meghan agree to step back into a world that she has so openly criticized? In the end, the story of Harry and Kate is not just about birthdays missed or meetings avoided. It's about forgiveness, pride, and the delicate balance between duty and love. For now, the atmosphere remains icy, the silence deafening, the cameras catching only the spaces between them, not the moments together. But as long as Harry keeps coming back to the UK, and as long as Charles continues to see him, even if just for 54 minutes, the story isn't over. Not yet. The question is, when the next royal crisis strikes, when the next milestone comes, will Kate remain silent, or will we finally see the first sign that the ice is beginning to crack? Because one thing is certain, the world will be watching. And when that moment comes, it could either mark the beginning of a long-awaited reconciliation or the final confirmation that this royal rift will last a lifetime. So what do you think? Is there still hope for Harry, William, and Kate to find common ground? Or has too much been said, too much been done, to ever go back? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the royal world. Because this story is far from over.